Hi there, Sensei Victoria Whitfield from victoriawhitfield.com for your weekly love letter message. And it is the last Tuesday in May of 2014, so I'm really excited to speak with you today because a really interesting message has come through. Again, every time before I write or do the videotape for you, I go on a shamanic journey, and the message that came today was really about our self-doubt dance. We all do the self-doubt dance. You know, the image that was presented to me in the energy for us was double dutch. You remember double dutch? So when they're doing the with the rope and you're waiting to go in, you do the dance beforehand and then you jump to go in to the ropes and begin the double dutch jumping session. So that dance beforehand is like the should I go, shouldn't I go, should I, you know, the back and forth. We all do that. And I want you to know that if you've got an issue in your life right now and you're doing that self-doubt dance, I want you to know that you're not alone. Okay, number one, and we're going to speak directly to that issue right now, okay? So, the thing about that dance is that we do it around pursuing our goals in life, or maybe booking that vacation, booking that Reiki session or massage, you know, making time for yourself. Or even if it's calling that prospect, you know, maybe going for that joint venture or booking your showing at an art gallery, whatever it may be, we all do that dance, right? It's natural. But the point that I really want to really show you today is that if you're doing the dance, remember, in double dutch, you're dancing because you're getting ready to jump in. It's you and your ego doing a little bit of a dance. Be like, okay, am I safe? Am I safe? All right, let's go for it. So, when in doubt, jump in. But we'll get into that. So, the excuse that comes up the most, especially for busy people, if you're busy like me, I know that work keeps you really crazy. Your kids keep you really crazy. Keeping up with friends. Fastest excuse that we all have is, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. And what I channeled, and I'm reading what came up in the session that I had for you this morning, was that I don't have time for that equals coming from your subconscious. This is what you're really saying to yourself. I won't give myself permission because I don't believe I deserve my desire right now. Let that sink in. I won't give myself permission because I believe I don't deserve my desire right now. So it's this putting off. It's the procrastinating. It's like a later. We're saying later because you believe that you don't deserve that desire, whatever it may be. You have to be careful about that because you do. In the energy, you absolutely desire it. Whatever desires come up for you is because you were meant to experience it, right? In one way, shape, or form or another. Okay? The Oracle deck that called to me this week is Archangel Oracle cards. Again, another Doreen Virtue Oracle card deck. And I pulled a couple times because I got a little bit, it was a little interesting who came up. And it was Archangel Azrael with a message of hello from heaven. So I'm going to put a still of this so you can see it. Okay, and the message says, your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. So what you need to know from this message right now is that when you're doing these self-doubt dance and you're feeling that I don't have time and I actually don't deserve, what it is that you're not alone. You have to think, well, what would other people want me to do? What would my parents want me to do? Say if your parents are in the more than life now, or what would someone who loves me want me to do? The angels are really saying you need to think about your decisions from more of a communal perspective, because there are people in your life who are alive and more than alive, as Azrael's saying to us, who love you, who are rooting for you, who know what's good for you, and know that you know what's good for you. If they were there, they'd just kind of push you into the ropes and say, go, do it, right? So you deserve better. So perhaps allowing that sense of communal decision making. If you're worried about, should I really go for that beach house this summer? I don't know, I haven't done it in a long time. I'll be away from the office, blah, blah, blah. Right now I'm speaking to that. So, personally, for me, Sensei, can I go away on that vacation? I can feel my grandmother, my grandmother, who is in the hereafter, but she's saying, go ahead, baby, you better go. You better send me pictures too. And I'll be mad at you if you don't. You can consult with not just the spirits, but then tap into the people who love you in physical now as well. And you all know who that is, who it is in your family, who it is in your friends, or even if it's your pets, looking them in the eye and thinking, well, I know you care about me. What do you feel? And their feelings will come into your mind, into your intuition. If you want to learn about more of pet communication, send me an email and I can teach you about it. So this is really a spiritual issue, and it has to do with not only feelings of not deserving, but also our concept of time. For busy people, time is money, or, time is fleeting, or I don't have enough hours in the day. All of these mindset issues come up around time. The last thing that I want to leave you with that came up in the energy was that the truth is, time is not only relative, as Einstein already figured out. It's not only relative, but you create time. Time comes from you, and that is the reason why time is relative. You really need to let that sink in. I don't wear watches, but if I had a watch on and I wanted to check the time, I would think, okay, that a watch is going to tell me what time it is. Think of it this way. I can reset the watch to be any time I want. That's the truth. In reality, you create time. Not your job, not your school, not your kids, not your partner. Nobody else determines your time but you. So here's what I want to leave you with for this week. From my heart to yours, I want to ask you, what would you do if you could create time? What would you do in any given day if you could create time for yourself? If this is a weird way of thinking, imagine you're retired. Okay? Just imagine you're retired, and if you're retired, then imagine that you're not only retired, but you're 18 and you have all the energy you could possibly want and all the money that you could possibly want. What would you do with your time? But for those of you who aren't retired yet, imagine you're retired and you're sitting in just a regular day thinking, what would I do if I could create time? You would never be late for anything. There's no sense in rushing if you can create time, right? Think about it, and I'm really excited to hear what you have to say to this issue in particular, because this is a big one. No matter how much you're doing, most people in our country in particular think, oh, I'm so busy. You could be doing one thing really super well, or 15 zillion different things, as crazily as you possibly can to try and be effective, right? Multitasking never really works, by the way. But we're all so focused on being so busy because there's not enough time. If you feel like there's not enough time in the day, that means you need to create it. Okay? So I'm looking forward to your emails, to your comments, to your posts, to your video responses, and I'll see you next week. Next week's video is going to be shot from Glastonbury, from Stonehenge. I'm really excited. I won't be able to shoot this actually at Stonehenge site, but I will be in Glastonbury for next week's video, letting you know how that's going for my trip to learn Karuna and Holy Fire Reiki. Right? So lots of love. Mwah! And I'll see you soon. Sooner than you think. Bye-bye.